Cullen Avon. I wanted truth, but what I got was something else entirely. Sharael asked me to trust her. Said she could cast a spell, Contingitium, that would prove everything. I didn't trust her. Not fully. But I gave my word to let her finish. No questions, no interruptions. What followed, I don't know how to describe it. Her voice warped. The air thickened. Glyphs lit up all around us, including one on me. And that's when I knew. I was part of this. Somehow, I always had been. She called out names, numbers, tapped symbols I didn't understand, and then the sphere collapsed into a single glowing point. When it struck the sword, it didn't bounce. It vanished, like the sword swallowed it whole. And everything went dark.
Welcome to Season 2 of the Dark Razor Chronicles. I'm your host and author, Mike Carmel. If you're joining us for the first time, I strongly recommend starting with Season 1, Episode 1. This is a layered story built on choices, oaths, and consequences, and every step matters. For those returning, welcome back. This season dives deeper. Oaths sharpen, the garden shifts, and the blade sings. Let's begin.
Sharel, Maldine. The heat is suffocating, and my body feels stiff and sore. Squinting against the brightness, I try to roll over. Oh, there's a man lying next to me. Did he attack me? I think I'm lying in the ruins of a camp. I can't stay here, exposed. Lurching to my feet, I stumble toward the trees. My balance fails me. I crash into a trunk, striking my left shoulder. The impact knocks the breath from my lungs, sharp pain radiating through my body. I stagger sideways, backward, then collapse onto my back into a shallow shrub. Pain throbs as my mind starts piecing together my predicament. Wincing, I roll, trying to right myself. Come on. I manage to crouch, then stand, pressing against the tree that just bested me. Holding my breath, I watch the man and sort through the fragments of memory returning to me. A sword fight, poorly fought. A laboratory, a man, an Avon. The man who attacked me isn't the one lying in the clearing. This man, I think his name is Cullen, a different Avon than the one I first met. At least I don't fear this one. Not yet, anyway. I step into the clearing and lower myself onto a pack, one of the many pieces of equipment we brought for this task. The map, left by Porthalis, outlines a plan beginning outside of La Rose. Taking a deep breath, I note the air. No campfire smoke, no chimney smoke. My mind clears quickly. I know where I am. This is where I met the petitioner, the very place that sent me on this wild tangent away from my plan. Cullen groans and shifts, but doesn't wake. His voice is familiar, pulling more memories forward. A long conversation about the Contingitium. Now, I remember fully what I have done. He stirs again, and I watch him, my fingers pressed to my lips. I will have to tell him. The thought twists my stomach. Do I tell him everything, or let him discover it slowly? Would he accept it more readily if he pieces it together himself, or will he accuse me of secrets and lies? Corbin, god of war, give me strength. And suddenly, I feel him. The god is alive. A weight lifts from my mind. I had doubted it, but the Contingitium worked. This, at least, gives me hope. I call to Corbin. It is some time before Cullen fully wakes. I've been sitting here, waiting, planning my speech. I have to tell him what I've done, that he has made a painful but honorable sacrifice. Corbin's words returned to me. He had seemed offended, distant. His last words had shocked me to the core. I look at the man, Cullen Avon, oath taken, sworn to serve me. It's his duty to sacrifice. At least, that's what I tell myself. Pushing to my feet, my legs tremble. Get hold of yourself, girl. You need him to respect you. Come on, Cheryl. Get your wits together. I call his name, my voice too soft. But his eyes meet mine, and the look on his face sends a wave of something through me. An emotion I can't explain. It makes this task nearly more than I can bear. Then, blessedly, his brow furrows, and he looks away, scanning the clearing.
Where are we?
His voice is calm, clear. I nearly laugh. He's handling this better than I am.
I'm not familiar with this clearing.
He twists at the waist, stretching as he stands. He's agile. Slowly he turns in a circle, studying everything. He pauses on the skyline. Following his gaze, I see only mountains. His scrutiny returns to the clearing, noting every piece of equipment. I know what he's realizing. Nothing is strewn about. No. Everything is exactly where it was in the laboratory. He points at a pack near his feet.
This is the same equipment. How did you get it all up here? How did I get here?
Teleport, I blurt, though the wording in the letter said transport.
Teleport?
He repeats it slowly, as if it's foreign. But I've used the term in front of him before. Does he not understand it? Quickly, I add, instantaneous relocation, moving from one place to another.
Really?
He looks around.
Where to?
I'm ready to answer, but hesitate when he looks up at the sky.
If it's instantaneous, why is it midday? Have I been sleeping all this time?
I abandon my rehearsed words and say, you are oath taken, and you've been called to duty. You said that if I could prove my claim, you would honor me with your oath.
I did say that.
He replies, still maddeningly calm. I'm ready to prove it, but I see it on his face. Perhaps he has already convinced himself. Still, he doesn't know the half of it. He says nothing. We just stare at each other, and the speech I had planned falls apart under his scrutiny. A shiver runs up my spine, a real shiver. I'd longed to feel one after seeing so many others shiver, from cold, from love. Now the sensation does little more than unnerve me. His brown eyes hold me accountable. I beckon him, come with me, leading him to the clearing's edge. Draw out your amulet. Thank Corbin, my voice sounds steadier now. Though now, after what he said to me, I'm not sure I should be invoking the god's name.
All right.
Cullen says, reaching for his pocket. I see the moment he notices the change. His hand jerks. He pulls urgently at his pocket, brow furrowing. 2 fingers jam deep. He recoils. His hand dives back in, yanking the amulet free with a snap of breaking thread. His hands tremble. His breaths come quick. Is he afraid or excited? He lifts the amulet by the chain, letting it dangle in front of his eyes. His free hand turns it, inspecting the backing, making sure this isn't some elaborate hoax. Please, Corbin, don't let the engravings be affected. The name of Corbin comes too easily. Cullen lays the amulet in his palm, counting the 13 points. He glances at me, then back at the amulet. His excitement fades. Confusion, pain, anger. He flips it over, staring at the backing.
They haven't been soldered on.
He murmurs, rubbing a finger over the smooth joints. No, I say softly.
13.
His voice sends another shiver up my spine. 13. The number confuses me too. He flips the gem face up, his brow furrowing. What is he thinking? I step onto my toes, peering at the amulet. Ah, he's putting it together. Colin glances past me, then down, then up again. He turns the amulet in a full circle, then locks eyes on the razor lying in the grass. Walking the clearing's edge, he studies the amulet. He stops right before the razor. I don't need to see the amulet to know. Its pointer centers on the gem's surface.
What?
He asks quietly. But he's not asking me. His eyes meet mine. He doesn't mention the pointer. Instead, he says,
Why 13? You said each point represents a living member of the circle. So why 13?
This is it. Do I tell him, or let him realize it himself?
Episode 3. The Razor and the Plan. From the Journals of Prothalis Avanga. The chamber is stone, newly built, circular, and thrumming faintly with power. At its center lies the node, now capped with a crystal fixture that collects and stores its energy. We call it the heart. It pulses like a living thing. Around it sit the founders, those I've come to trust, or at least tolerate. Arthesi, Duntri, Antonis, Sully, a handful of others. Wizards, magic binders, mind speakers, all powerful, all dangerous, all aware of what we risk. The circle is no longer theory. It is real. It breathes. And tonight, it decides. I stand and speak first. The root of our evils is man itself, I say. And unless this is curbed, there is no avoidance. Every path ends in fire. Sully snorts.
So you propose to change man's nature? Reprogram.
Arthesi answers. The word stops the room cold.
Reprogram?
Sully repeats, stumbling over the word.
It's an old term.
Arthesi explained.
Think of it as rewriting a spell. We don't change what man is. We change what he does. Replace invention with intention. Replace machines with magic.
You want to give magic to everyone?
He sounds appalled.
In a form, we design tools, pre-woven spells tied to specific crafts. A blacksmith receives shaping. A woodcutter receives cleaving. A farmer, growth. Magic becomes work, and work becomes sacred.
The idea hangs in the air, productive, unpredictable, controlled. A society restructured, not by force, but by enchantment.
There will be resistance,
Duntri adds.
and not everyone will accept this peace, and those who don't.
Will be culled, Arthesi says.
Imprisoned. Removed.
The room goes silent. Then, stamp. One boot hits the stone floor, then another. Approval, agreement. It spreads like fire in dry grass. Sully rises, hand lifted for silence.
If we agree this plan has merit, and I do, then we must solve the question of reach. Our power is great here, near the node, but at distance it scatters. How do we impose this new order across the world?
Duntri and I glance at each other. I speak. We've been working on that. I gesture to Sully. You've been working on a focus device, haven't you?
Yes, but it is only intended for small, portable amplification.
But the principle stands, I press. If it works in your palm, it can work the size of a table, or larger. Sully waves a hand.
Even with a crystal ray, how do you direct the magic once it's amplified? How do you control it?
We've found something, a conduit, a relic, something ancient and possibly divine. They lean forward. I let the name fall like stone. The Dark Razor. Laughter, scoffs, disbelief.
A sword. You propose to focus world-altering power through a weapon?
Not just a weapon, I say. Something older, something alive. It is no mere blade. It contains a soul, a presence, a being. Sharelle Moldine, daughter of Corbin. The razor is made of a material unknown even to the ancients, I continue. It matches descriptions of an artifact from the world before, a staff or rod capable of absorbing limitless power, a superconductor, Artesi calls it. With the right network of relays, we can channel the node's magic to any point on the map. 7 anchor points across the world, all linked, all feeding into the razor.
And from there?
We shape the world, not with fire, not with war, but with design, with magic, with will. Then Doontry, grinning like a madman, claps his hands. It's elegant, isn't it? We program the spell once, cast it through the node, and let it run. Maintain it, adjust it, but no longer must we gather daily in toil. The spell becomes the structure, the spell becomes the world. The silence that follows is long. No one speaks, because no one has anything left to ask. The vote is silent. All present nod. We are in agreement. The white circle will begin its great work. One last question is asked, softly, almost reverently.
Where is the razor now?
I glance at Artesi. He nods. Bratan, I say, carried by a woman named Heather Whitewater. No one breathes, and beneath us the node pulses once.
Cullen, Avon. This has gone far enough. I need plain answers. There is no doubt in my mind that this is the amulet I grew up with. Every mark, every etching, even the chain links marred by a dog's teeth from my childhood. It's all exactly as I remember. Sharelle stares at me, fear in her eyes. Maybe not fear of me, but fear of something. The truth, perhaps. But we've long passed the point of deception. I still know nothing of what my life or my oath truly means. So, the gem is brighter now. Is it because this sword was encased in your area of effect? She nods.
I think so.
I crouch beside the sword at my feet.
Its name is Costa Novacula, an old name from before the time of man. It means the sharp rib or razor rib. Most have forgotten the old names, but now, in this era, some call it the Sword of Power, but most call it the Dark Razor.
I interrupt. Before the time of man, how? Her hesitant smile falters.
That will come, shortly, I think.
I don't like her answer, but I file it away for later. Slipping the amulet back into my pocket, I jostle it to make the unfamiliar shape fit. I no longer need her confirmation. I understand what the pointer means. I take the sword by the throat of the scabbard and begin my scrutiny anew. In daylight, I see the scabbard isn't leather, but something hardened, like graph iron. I can't say what it is exactly. It feels as hard as stone, yet as light as a sword and scabbard of leather and steel. The clasps are of the same black, smooth material, like the finest polished stones I've ever seen. Something about the hilt draws my eye, makes me lift it toward the sun. Yes, light traverses it, penetrating where the material is thinnest, and makes the handle glow. Could it be glass after all? The grip is long, but not meant for two hands. A pity, the wonders I could accomplish with a two-handed longsword. The pommel is shaped like a candle flame, and the crossguard is a simple Constantine cross. There is no wire or leather wrapping the grip, only fine rings carved into the surface. A grip that both grabs and slides smoothly with the right pressure. Holding the scabbard down at my left side, I draw the blade, feeling how it unveils. It rings, a faint, crystalline note lingering in my ears. Surely glass. I toss the scabbard to the grass, spinning the grip in my palm, feeling the rotation, the weight, a swing with the wrist, testing its balance, its demands, a chopping lunge once, twice, an overhead strike, underarm thrusts, slashes, twists, stabs. I pause, studying the fuller. Bold, blocky letters read, "He who stands before me shall fall." Before I even flip the blade, I know what the other side will say. "He who stands with me shall prosper." The Avon family motto, though I remember it in reverse order. The Avon device once bore these words. Great-grandfather had them removed, fearing they were too aggressive, drawing the wrong sort of challengers. The sword is magnificent. I can barely contain myself. I must test it. I step into the clearing, judging an area large enough for the forms. My feet seek familiar ground. The root, first position, the beginning of all forms that branch from the tree of life. I inhale deeply, and calm claims my mind. My body takes over, moving through motions my muscles have known for years. I hold the sword with my left hand, as though it still rests in a belt at my hip. The tree of life, a series of forms, moves, and countermoves, practiced in solitude, so that when an opponent presents, I do not think, I simply act. At 6 years old, I first learned the tree of life. I remember those lessons. I remember Great-Granda's words.
The tree of life begins at the root, the planting of your feet. Without a root, a tree will fall. Without a root, you will fumble. Without a root, you, like the tree, will die.
I remember how he showed me, seeking the ground with his bare feet, sliding through the grass, finding purchase in the bumps and furrows, letting his ankle pivot, letting his soul flex.
You are an Avon. You do not walk heel first like those around you. You walk with your whole foot, landing first with the soft outer ridge for silence, then the ball, the arch, the heel. You place your foot, you do not stamp it. And when you must root, you plant your foot fully so that you will not slip or be thrown. From the root grows the trunk. It will bend in the wind, but it will not break. And when the storm comes, the trunk will endure, and the branches will lash back.
I announce the stance.
Sigh.
My right hand reaches across, grasping the grip of my weapon. My right foot slides back, finding its root. I draw my sword to meet an imagined strike.
That was Season 2, Episode 1 of the Dark Razor Chronicles, The Razor Sings. I'm your host and author, Mike Carmel, and the voices you've heard were crafted using 11 Labs AI. If you're enjoying the journey, please consider leaving a rating or review. It helps others find the story. You can also support the series through Patreon or Podbean, where bonus content and early episodes will be available soon. Until next time, stay sharp, tread lightly, and listen for the song.